This video would be my one and only pitch to 343, if I was ever allowed to pitch anything, and I like to call this pitch the Halo PC Initiative. And you may be thinking, didn't 343 already sort of have this initiative with MCC on PC, and that being the stepping stone for Infinite? And well, yeah, you're right, they did. But I think they can go further. MCC, or what it's probably better known as, the Master Chief Collection, released on December 3rd, 2019, bringing with it Halo Reach, some PC-focused features, as well as just fixing up MCC, with even more games, improvements, and new content being added as the game went on. MCC did a great job with the whole PC thing, and was then used as a stepping stone for Halo Infinite's Xbox and PC launch, like I stated earlier. However, the one thing many fans noticed, myself included, is that in today's current day, we have every mainline Halo game on PC but one. And this brings me to my first pitch, and one that everyone has been asking for. Halo 5 needs to be on PC, and in my personal opinion, on MCC as well, probably as paid DLC. Now, MCC already is a over 100GB game with everything installed. Adding another 100GB on top of that is a big ask. However, MCC already has a solution for this. You get to choose what you want to have installed, and we all know most people aren't keeping Halo 5's campaign installed anyways. My only concern with Halo 5 on MCC is rec packs. Personally, I think if Halo 5 was to ever be on MCC, they should figure out a way to ditch the whole rec system. The problem with that, however, is everything else. How is Warzone gonna work with no rec system? Or unlocking customization items? Sure, they could just make a Halo 5 themed battle pass, or what they now call sets, but Halo 5 is filled with so much filler that would be like 300 tiers. So maybe it would be better to keep rec packs, but if they kept the paid part of them and put them in MCC, everyone would riot. Now the two easy solutions to this are, 1, just remove the paid part of rec packs, or 2, don't make Halo 5 a part of MCC and instead its own PC game. But personally, and I know others will disagree, for convenience and to keep MCC a true Master Chief Collection, I think Halo 5 being a part of MCC would be great, just complicated. And 3 other quick things I'd like to see if Halo 5 ever came to MCC is new achievements, mod tools, and custom game browser support, obviously, especially if 5's Forge is coming with it. Now let's move on to what I think is the only other missing Halo game, but not missing on PC, instead on Steam. Halo Wars 2, if you ignore Halo Recruit, is the only Halo game that is on Microsoft Store, as well as the Xbox app, but for some reason not on Steam. So obviously my pitch is to put it on Steam, but at this point, why not go further? Why not make Halo Wars 2 Definitive Edition? It could come to Steam, have all DLC, and make further improvements like fixing bugs and making it more PC accessible. Only issue I can maybe see with this is that Halo Wars 2 Ultimate Edition already sort of is a Definitive Edition, in a way. But when I say Definitive Edition, I more so mean a re-release with all DLC like the Ultimate Edition, but for the cost of normal Halo Wars 2. However, maybe I'm asking for too much. Either way, however, Halo Wars 2 needs to be on Steam. But now let's talk about what is on PC, because the current offerings we have need a little bit of work. Like MCC, because while MCC overall does the PC thing pretty good, it's not perfect. Like something I noticed immediately after Infinite came out is that I prefer navigating Infinite's UI over MCC's. Like, I think MCC's UI is overall better, but on Infinite I can use WASD to navigate basically everything. On MCC, however, you only have the option of the arrow keys, and as someone who uses a 60% keyboard, that's really annoying. And while testing to see if WASD works on MCC, I also noticed that the D key goes to the options and career page every time you press it, which is just odd. Or how about when I'm looking at helmets in the customization menu and put my mouse just barely near the bottom of the box? Then the entire list just zooms downwards. It's pretty annoying. Another MCC issue that my friend just encountered recently, and one that I'm shocked isn't fixed yet, is MCC disappearing from the taskbar when you Alt-Tab. It's frustrating and needs to be fixed without us disabling some Windows setting. Hopefully next update. Oh, and I just want to quickly mention that I have had a few crashes in MCC, and that the default keyboard and mouse controls for some of the games were just flat out weird. But it's whatever, since you can always revamp them. Let's ditch MCC, however, since that's really all I have to say about it, and now let's talk about the Spartan games. Now, I understand that these are ports and mobile games. I also understand that most people don't care about these games at all, but I would still like for these games to be functional. Like, for instance, did you know that if you have Steam Overlay on, plus a controller hooked up, the game will just crash every time you start it up? Not to mention the game also kept starting up in 720p for me and making my screen go wild. Or how about that if you ever Alt-Tab from the game, it will go windowed mode even if you have it set to full screen. Which reminds me, Spartan Assault also doesn't have windowed borderless full screen, but apparently it has it on the Windows Store version, or at least that's what I read, and I'm just so confused on why it's like that. Also, the Steam discussion forums were constantly talking about a black screen issue, but thankfully this was never an issue I encountered. Again, I understand that these are cheap ports of mobile games, but like, come on man, this is unacceptable. Halo Wars 1 I've yet to try out, but if anything needs fixing, the easy answer is just 343, please fix it, and listen to the community. The same can basically be said for Halo Wars 2. And Halo Infinite I mostly want to skip over since its PC issues have been talked about plenty of times already, but here's just a quick list of things I noticed. Crashing issues, performance issues, aiming issues, currently no red reticle, anti-cheat issues I think, my settings not saving, and bad forge controls. I've also heard something about how the Microsoft Store version has less input delay when compared to the Steam one, and I'm just so confused on how that happened. But the overall point I'm trying to make here is that the games already on PC need to get the updates they need, and I understand that 343's focus is going to be on MCC and Infinite for a while, but if they could just come back every once in a while to do an update on the Halo Wars games, or the Spartan games, or even just little tweaks to MCC that would probably get overlooked by most people, I think it would be greatly appreciated. And while we're on this topic, let's say 343 did come back to these games every now and then. Wouldn't it be cool to get mod tools for these games? Like tools for Halo Wars 1 and 2, and maybe, if possible, the Spartan games? Like, maybe these tools already exist, but from my knowledge I don't think they do. And that's a shame, because some really neat things could come from them, especially with the Halo Wars games. Now let's talk about Steam. Steam has a lot of cool features and is easily the best PC marketplace and launcher, and I kinda wish Halo played into it more. Like, I get that Microsoft is really trying to push this Xbox app, but for the time being, if Halo wants to be a PC franchise, it also has to be a good Steam franchise, and I think it could do a bit more to reach that goal. Like, for example, both MCC and Infinite have really neat looking sections in the Steam library. The Spartan games and Halo Wars 1, however, looked awful, and I had to mainly update them. Like, look at this screenshot of Halo Wars 1 compared to my changes of it. Personally, I think I did a pretty good job. Or how about badges and trading cards? Well, MCC, Halo Wars 1, and Spartans all have them, along with backgrounds and emojis that can be earned or bought in the point shop, but Spartan Strike and their newest game with a PC launch, Halo Infinite, both for some reason have absolutely nothing, and that's just really on to me. Let's bring up the point shop again, because while it's not a necessity, I think it would be really cool if Halo had point shop specific items, like animated backgrounds, or profile frames, or hell, why not make a Halo Infinite game profile? But I'm sad to report that the only Halo point shop items are just the items you would normally unlock from making badges, which is just a bummer. What about achievements? Well, MCC has excellent achievement icons as well as 700 achievements. My only issues is the typos or misuse of the Roman numerals in some of the achievements. But Halo Infinite, which once again is the newest game with a PC launch, has really basic achievement icons when compared to MCC. But it's kind of funny, because the achievement icons or backgrounds for Infinite on Xbox are fantastic, but MCC's icons or backgrounds on Xbox are just lazy screenshots of like cutscenes. And to summarize the achievement icons for Halo Wars 1 and the Spartan games on Steam, they're fine. Nothing special and really basic, especially the Spartan games. Now, I'd like to move on to my final pitch, and one that I think most people can agree with me on. Every game I've talked about here, plus every game I propose, needs Linux support and Steam Deck verification. I'm pretty sure this is already coming to MCC, which is great because that's the one game I really wanted it for, but Linux support in my mind is a must-have, and Steam Deck verifications for these games would be fantastic, and almost like a makeshift Xbox handheld. And that concludes my pitch, the Halo PC Initiative. And if you like this pitch, maybe get 343 to see it. If not, go yell at me in the comments. I don't really care. However, that was all I have to share. And goodbye. Goodbye now. Bye. Bye-bye.